Well, so here we are, peeps. The Blackfoot 4x4 is back on all fours. Still not finished, but we are so much closer than before. I'll take the body off and show you what I've done. First of all, the original body mount broke, so I've drilled a hole in them and put these little stubs in, which are these. They were they were toy grade RC, and I brought it home. But I thought I'll use them someday. I will use them someday, and roughly 10 years later, use them. Result. Booyah. Up yours, the world. Right. Excuse me. And I apologise in advance if you hear a bit of a lisp in my voice. I've got a mouth ulcer, and it's testing on my lip and talking a bit like this. So I apologise in advance. My doggy's assisting, as always. Right, so let's take the body off. We are so close to finished on this now. It is unbelievable. My dog's farting. I don't know if you caught that on video. Maggie, stop nudging things. She's a bit. Right, anyway, where was I? Right, so, yes, last time you saw it, the motor was in. I'd just broken it, so the front end wasn't on. I've done lots of additional bracing now. As you can see, these are a set of HSP links that I bought for another project and have used. Finally found a use for some of them, at least. They weren't very expensive, so it doesn't matter. You can buy aftermarket kits that look like they're made of the same thing. Now, there is no movement there now. It is not going to move backwards and forwards at the top. Right, now, I've put in additional bracing in here. So these screws go into the red chassis at the front. So there's no movement here. It was the front end rotating on its axis that was a problem, which is why it snapped there. I need one of the Tamiya RC's pointers, I really do. So what else have I done? Right, as you can see, the servo's in. It's woolly as a steering. It's not perfect, and we still got that usual Tamiya slop, but this is pretty much, even though it's replica, it's all Tamiya. So yeah, the suspension travels pretty good. And as you notice, look, there is no toe in and out. There's no bump steer. So that is an improvement. I don't care how wobbly it is. Right, so what have I done in here? I put an extra... I haven't painted anything, so you can see what I've done. That grey plate fastens onto the original King Blackfoot plate. And now the underside of the chassis, the diff, that bolts through and into that plate from the underside. So that's braced. So it's braced from up and down movement at the front, up and down movement at the back, and back to forth movement at the top. So hopefully, between the screws that go through here and into the diff itself, and the screws that go into the housing of the chassis and this, it's all good. Now, I used a Bicmo Subaru. Not a lot of people know of it. It came weekly on a magazine like the Back to the Future DeLorean, the Knight Rider and stuff. Excuse me. It's from, what, late 90s, early 2000s now, so there's not many of them around, but I nicked the gearbox out of one. Now, I locked this diff because it broke, and the only way to make it work was to lock the internals, but it's very, very stiff. This is just a standard silver cam Tamiya motor, and there's a lot of resistance there, so I don't know if that motor would burn out the minute you started to use this. So I have another one of these in the loft somewhere. I'm going to use that one because that one is open. I do plan, in my mind there's already plans for a version 2 of this, because I've learnt lessons. I've learnt lessons on how to do it. Like if I get another set of chassis pieces, I don't need to cut away as much material from this chassis. I don't need it to be as thin at the front there as it is. So maybe that would give you an extra bit of strength. Do it exactly the same as it is, but leave more material in there. Maybe I could do what I did with the back and take more from the diff. We'll see. I've not lost thoughts of doing one of those, because that's a bit longer, like this. But that's all expense at a later date. Right, so yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but that piece there's a hollow there in the top of these. So that's what I've done. So there's a little bit of adjustability there, and it's a bendy plastic, so it's not like a snap off. It's more like a snap at the base here, because these are the original 80s Blackfoot body posts. It sits a little odd on its mountings because these front ones are for a King Blackfoot, and the bonnet or hood is not quite exactly the right place. So yeah, anyway. Right, so where else are we? Yeah, so now that I've braced the top and the bottom, the back bottom and the front bottom of this, I'm making one of these, which I'm hoping to replicate this end of this skid plate, but it will carry on, screw into those housings there and hold the bumper. I've made it so that it bends around that, and I can't do this one-handed, so you just have to bear with me. Hopefully, oh, it's not doing it. It's not playing ball. Hopefully that will sit like that. There we go. That's it. Hopefully that will. Oh, yeah. Imagine the skid plate is in place, and that will sit like that. So outwardly looking identical. So yeah, that will then be braced there. I will run these screws through that, so the whole thing is braced. There should be no rotational forces for the diff going like this and snapping that again. Now I've already broken it twice now to glue it together. It is a real weak point. I'm not expecting this to survive long, so I aren't running it until I've got cameras, because I feel it's going to break on its first outing. I really do. But I want to get this out into the world. I want to get this on social media and have it seen before it breaks. So yeah. Oh yes. The only thing it's missing now is the front drive shafts. I'm going to assume, seeing as it is a replica TLO1B arms, that TLO1B dog bones will fit it. As I mentioned in the previous video, TLO1 parts are less common now. You can find them, but they're just, at one time, 5 years ago, they were everywhere. You put in TLO1B and you found thousands of hits on eBay. Now, hundreds rather than thousands, and very rarely is it dog bones and stuff. So I have found some, but then they've gone, and then I found some more, and then they've gone. It's like, so it'll be hit and miss. I may just have to try and measure. I have got a plan for possibly making, if I can get some, I've got some weld, a blowtorch and solder. I may be able to braze, if I can cut these and braze them into each end of a tube, I may be able to make my own, because I've got quite a few of these dog bones, little short dog bones that are from like Nikos and Tayos knocking about, that may do the job. It's never going to get real power shoved through it, so I feel the front end's going to break off long before the drive shaft's not. So yeah, that's just what I'm doing now. Where's my bit of metal? Where's it gone? Oh yes, I'm just making the skid plate now. I just need to cut it, this bit out here, and bend it, and it's done. The bending is a hard part for me because I have arthritis, and that's all I've got to hold it with, and it's just, I could do with a proper mounted vise, really. It's just can't really fasten it to the kitchen table, because then when you have a party, there's having plates around the vise. Right, anyway, so there we go. You are up to date. Thanks for watching, peeps, and goodbye.